The Stormlight RPG joins Daggerheart in adopting narrative stakes. What that means and why it matters in this video.
Explain yourself.
Last week, Brotherwise Games revealed that their upcoming Stormlight RPG would use a plot die mechanic. Now, this mechanic is pretty simple. On particularly dramatic or risky rolls, the DM can have the player roll a plot die in addition to their d20. The plot die is a custom d6 that adds 3 potential outcomes to the roll. If it lands on an opportunity symbol, players will get some kind of benefit even if they fail the roll, a narrative perk even if they fail. If it lands on a complication, something dramatic or bad happens, even on a success. There's also 2 blanks, which means that nothing additional happens on the roll. You just get a simple success or a simple failure. Now, of course, this isn't the only high-profile new tabletop RPG that has moved away from a simple binary success and failure system and towards a range of results. Daggerheart, the new RPG from Critical Role's Darrington Press, also has a similar set of successes and failures, although they use the duality dice system instead of a single fate die. The with hope and with fear tags are pretty similar to the opportunity and complications from the Stormlight RPG, although it sounds like the Stormlight RPG might have some more mechanical suggestions to what a failure with opportunity means compared to Daggerheart, which is very narrative focused. It's really hard to say which system is better without seeing the whole rule set for Stormlight, but functionally both feature the same sort of narrative forward system mixed with crunchier rules. Now, custom dice and a range of successes and failures, that sounds a whole lot like the Genesis system, which was the generic game system born out of Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPGs. That's likely because Andrew Fisher, one of the lead designers on the Stormlight RPG, was previously a Fantasy Flight designer that worked on those Star Wars RPGs. Now, the Star Wars games used an axis of results, again, using custom dice which not only determined success and failure, but also advantage and threats, along with the even more critical triumphs and despair. But even before Genesis came around, other systems were playing around with ranges of results as opposed to just a simple success or failure binary. Obviously, the Powered by the Apocalypse system, it has 3 results: success, partial success, and failure. The Phase Rip system, which is the system that the Marvel superhero RPG used back in the 1980s, that used a color-coded table with 4 ranges of outcomes: white, green, yellow, and red, although most of the time players only needed to get a green to succeed, and any higher result provided additional bonus effects, as opposed to some sort of narrative perk or complication. And the Fudge System, yes, that is an actual system, had a range of 7 results, ranging from terrible to superb, with the results of the roll determined based on a series of custom d6s, sounds familiar, with pluses and minuses, and the net result determining how successful or how disastrous a roll was. So if you had 4 pluses and 3 minuses, that was just a fair result because it came out to a +1. All of this is a long-winded way of saying that while Stormlight and Daggerheart are the latest games to bake in more narrative-focused play options, they're hardly the first games to do so in tabletop RPGs. Now, it certainly seems like the trend in tabletop RPGs these days are moving away from simple successes and failures, although, of course, there is one game that still very prominently uses that system, and that, of course, is Dungeons & Dragons. The real question is whether Dungeons & Dragons' dominance over the rest of the tabletop RPG's ecosystem means that games that use a more nuanced range of results that encourages narrative over simple mechanics will always seem like outliers instead of the norm because of D&D's dominance. Well, let us know what you think about the new Fate die in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.